Everyone, it's Emily Fox. Today's video is going to be my Goodreads Choice Award prediction / my votes for 2021. I'm very excited. I have not looked yet. For each category, basically, there are 20 nominees, and I have read probably some of them, and I will let you know my opinion which one deserves to win / which one I think will win, because let's be honest, the Goodreads Choice Awards tend to be a popularity contest. So it is what it is. But let's do this. I don't know if I'm going to be doing my own Choice Award next year as I do it every year. Right now it's my third year. I don't know if I want to do it again. It will depend which books are on which list. I might do it for like my favorite categories like mystery, thrillers, and then sci-fi and fantasy, depending on the books. So let's go through my favorite categories and see if I can actually vote. Did I read at least one book or two? Best fiction. Out of the 20 nominees, I have read none, so I will not be voting on that one. But I think the winner is going to be Beautiful World, Where Are You by Sally Rooney. Because of normal people, everyone watched a TV show, and even people that did not read the book will vote for it. That's my prediction. You can already hear the bitterness here. I just feel like that's going to be the vote. I feel like every year the winner gets more vote than people that have reviewed it for certain authors, and I think that it's going to be the case for this one. To be fair, there are 63,000 people that rated it, so I think that's going to be the winner. I think in second place it's probably going to be Cloud Cuckoo Land by Anthony Doerr, because again, everyone read All the Light We Cannot See by him, so they probably read the second book and probably enjoyed it. Yeah, the ratings are actually higher for that one than the Sally Rooney one, so we'll see, but that's my prediction. As far as best mystery thriller, let's see how many I have read. I have read 4, and there's about 4 other ones that I was hoping to read before the end of the year. It's probably not going to happen, but I am planning on reading them next year, so I might have to still do my Goodreads Choice Award next year for that category. I feel like in 2020, the ones I'm currently reading in 2021, it's been so more missed than hit, to be honest, and I am much more hopeful for these ones. So out of the ones that I have read, there are 2 that I did enjoy. We Begin at the End, which I think is great quality. I feel like the writing is really nice. I enjoyed the story. I would say it takes a while to pick up, though, about like 50% before it got really, really good. But I did really enjoy it. But I think I'm going to be voting for The Push because I think it's just a lot more fun. It's just fun. It's light. It's obviously very serious. But it messed up with my head, and I was pleasantly surprised with that one. So my personal vote is going to be on that one, which I hope wins. As far as who I think is going to win, I am hoping it's not going to be The Maidens, because the rating weren't good. I didn't pick it up because I didn't enjoy the other book by the author. But I have a feeling a lot of people will vote for it. Hopefully I'm wrong. I thought maybe more people had read that one than The Push, but that's not true. And The Push has good ratings, so fingers crossed it actually wins. Although there is a Stephen King book, which he always tends to win, which I'm really hoping it's not the case this year. I haven't read the book, so maybe it's good. But I feel like other authors probably deserve it too. Another one that has been read more would be The Last Thing He Told Me, which I haven't read, so I can't, but the ratings are a bit lower, so hopefully. There are other famous authors in this list, like Paula Hawkins, which I have read that book, don't recommend. And there is the one by Liane Moriarty, which I haven't read. It's on my TBR, which the ratings don't seem to be that high. I'm very objective here. I'm definitely hoping that The Push wins. It's a debut author, so I feel like she did a really good job. I'm super excited. She's coming out with a new book next year, which I will be reading. So personally, this is the one I'm voting for. Historical fiction, I only read one, which was Malibu Rising. I did overall enjoy it, but I don't think I loved it enough to vote. Maybe I should. See, this is what I mean by like, I feel like I don't vote when I'm not sure when I have read only one book. And I'm pretty sure most people just do it anyway. I think the winner is going to be either that or The Four Winds by Kristen Hanna, who wrote also The Nightingale, which I have on my shelf. I have yet to read this. I need to. But she's really well known, and the book has had overall great ratings, so I think this is going to be the winner. But I have a feeling Malibu Rising is going to be a close second. This is where it gets funny. I just looked at it. Fantasy, one of my favorite categories every year. I have read no book from this list. None. That has never happened. I did not feel very much in the mood for fantasy this year. I have read obviously a bunch of them actually made it to my best of the year, which you'll see soon. But I have read none from this list. None. They were all older, the ones that I've read. There are a few that are on my TBR, like She Who Became the Sun, or even The Book of Magic. But I haven't had a chance to get around to reading those this year, so yeah. As far as my prediction, I think that automatically whenever Sarah J Maas is there, she's the one winning. So yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what's going to happen. I'm not planning on reading it. I gave up on that series, but it's going to be the winner. Romance, I haven't read any, but the only one I've really heard of was People Who We Meet on Vacation, which is on my TBR. I did read another book. Was it by the same author? No, I don't think so. But it was recommended to me. And if I have heard of it, it's probably one of the most popular ones. So that's my prediction. Doesn't mean anything. There's like literally no depth to this. But best sci-fi, also one of my favorite categories. I have only read 2. Again, this year was just not... It was a weird year. Let's be honest. The last 2 years have just been weird in general. There are a few that's like a series that I'm not continuing, so that probably plays into it a little bit. A few famous authors, and a few that I'm definitely planning on reading, like Shards of Earth by Adrian Tchaikovsky. I want to read more by him. Everything I've read so far has been great, so definitely on my list. But I have read Psalm for the Wild Build by Becky Chambers. I love her to bits, but she's not going to win. She's not as popular as the other book that I have read, which is Project Hail Mary by Andy Weir, which I think is going to be the one that's going to win because it's the most famous one. Everyone has heard of the author, The Martian. I did actually really love The Martian. And this one, I didn't love it as much as The Martian, but it's definitely much better than his other book, which was Artemis. For a second, I completely blanked. So I think because the reviews are really positive, it's going to be the winner. But personally, I'm going to be voting for Becky Chambers. So she's not going to win, but she gets my vote anyway. I haven't read any of the books in the best horror category, but I think the winner is going to be Stephen King because no matter what happens, he's always the one winning. I do have the Book of Accidents though on my TBR and I'm hoping to read it next year, but yes, for sure, Stephen King is going to win. And watch, more people are going to vote for it than the amount of people that actually rated it. I'm calling it. Best nonfiction, I haven't read any of the nominees, although a few are on my TBR. For example, Mary Roach finally came out with a new book. I will be reading that. Matt Haig, I will be reading that. But I think the winner is going to be the one by John Green. I haven't heard anything about it, but it's John Green, so people are going to vote for it. I feel very pity so far in this video, but it is what it is. Like, if you know that this award show, you know. I don't know anything about the best memoir and autobiography. I'm hoping Stanley Tucci is going to win because I like him. Best history and biography. I, once again, know nothing, but I do want to give a shout out to this book because it's on my TBR and I'm so excited to read it. Kate Moore wrote The Radium Girls, which I really, really enjoyed. And this time she came out with a similar kind of feminist topic. This time it's a woman who her husband basically tried to get rid of her and put her in asylum, and she fought against that, and that sounds just so amazing. It's on my TBR already at the library. I'm on the waiting list. So I will be letting you know how it goes next year, but I'm hoping it wins, but probably won't. Because other ones have more people that have read them, so it is what it is. Best debut novel. I have read 2 in this category. There are a few more that I'm hoping to read. The first one I mentioned, The Push, which I kind of want to vote for it, but I don't know if I will because I also really liked Firekeeper's Daughter, which has a chance also of winning, but I think maybe The Push will win because it's very, very popular. You know what? I think I'm going to vote for it. It deserved it. It was really good. I really enjoyed it. Best young adult fiction. I wasn't planning on voting because I didn't think I had read any, but I have read one, which was once again Firekeeper's Daughter. I'm going to be that annoying person that has only read one book in a category and will be voting for it. We're allowed to. I think it might win. There's a chance that Aristotle and Dante Dive into the Waters of the World will win because a lot of people liked book 1. And even though there's about like 8,000 people that only so far have read it, there's a chance more people will vote for it because they recognize the book, the author. And I haven't read any of the best YA fantasy sci-fi, so I can't vote. I mean, I could, but I'm not going to. Just for fun, because I literally don't know any of those books, I think it's going to be Rule of Wolves by Leigh Bardugo that's going to win because, once again, Leigh Bardugo is probably the most famous author with the show recently, so I think it's going to win. I need to start this series. I have book 1 and this is book 2. Maybe next year. Hopefully next year. So that's it for my little prediction and my personal votes for the Goodreads Choice Award. Let me know your personal opinions. I want to know, who are you going to vote for? Who are you not happy will win? Because I feel like I wish fantasy would vote for anything other than Sarah J Maas, but at the same time, not that many books came out last year. I didn't read any in that category, so really I can't complain. I mean, it's not like something else I really wish would win, so I will be thinking about doing my own version once again for next year. I think that I might do it for like just fantasy, sci-fi, and mystery thriller. That might be just more reasonable. And if I read enough, let's say nonfiction category, I'll mention that also. I think that's what I'm going to be doing. Let me know in the comment section. Thumbs up, subscribe. I will be putting more videos on the screen that I recommend you check out. And I will see you in an upcoming video very soon. Bye.
Only you're the reason why I can feel those butterflies.